Welcome back to part 2 of the Liberalism CIV playthrough. Once again, I'm Wexler and I will be the narrator. We are starting off by attempting to make declarations of friendships with the countries we have already met. We first attempt with England, but they decline. This is then the pattern that is followed by Assyria, as you can see here. Then Germany does the same, citing similar reasons. And then finally, it also occurs with Montezuma. This is then followed by the founding of the World Congress. 2 delegates for the host civilization, which in this case is us, and no delegates for city-state allies, but that will change later on. Our first proposition is to enact the World Fair. We get 2 bonus delegates for having the Forbidden Palace, as was shown in part 1. The World's Fair is something that can be built by everyone and gives bonuses for the people who've built the most towards it. We then build the Porcelain Tower, which will benefit our science production and will allow us to make further progress in technology. After this wonder, we then achieve another golden age, thanks to our massive happiness of 56, and then we are reassigning our diplomats once again, this time sending one to Siam. Here we have another list of the most wonderful people that we are again topping, and now we are able to adopt our ideology. For this run, we are adopting freedom, as it makes the most sense for liberalism. Freedom allows us to have military if we wish, but also allows us to have a happiness and culture focus. Our first adoption is universal healthcare. This gives bonus happiness, which is always good for liberalism, as it allows you to achieve more golden ages, and one of the main tenets of this international relations philosophy is trying to make the world a better place through diplomacy, and what better way to do that than to have happy citizens. We then have the demographic screen. As you can see, we are last in soldiers, as we should be, but doing decently on other demographics, while being first in both approval and literacy, as we are able to focus our production entirely on making our empire better, rather than waging war with others. We then get a great musician, which we use to compose a great work, in this case Symphony No. 3 with organ. This will increase our tourism output. Here is an overview of our empire. We have now allied with another city-state, in this case Hong Kong. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, we have an astounding 60 happiness and a decent gold per turn, but a very respectable 320 science per turn, as we are researching radio in 1860, which is relatively close to a real-world timeline, which is a good metric by which to keep track. Now we are signing a declaration of friendship with Siam, which is always good to do as a liberal. The more declarations of friendship we have, the closer we are to really achieving our goal. Siam in this case has prompted this rather than us prompting them. Then we send a archaeologist out to check an antiquity site. In this case, we will create an American artifact, which will generate culture and tourism, which is good for our civilization and encourages people to come and visit our cities, which is always nice. Here we have another World Congress. In this case, we are proposing arts funding. This increases the generation of great writers and musicians and lowers the generation of scientists, engineers, and great generals. Then we achieve the modern era in 1876, ahead of real-world time. This is followed by another tenant adoption in freedom, in this case universal suffrage, which causes our specialists in cities to take less food and less happiness. Here's an overview of our empire without our city-state allies. As you can see, we are doing very well with a size 22, 17, and 16 city. We are producing the Eiffel Tower in our capital, Broadway in New York, and an opera house in Boston. Our science and gold per turn has gone up. We have a steady happiness and a decent amount of strategic resources. We still, however, have the same military unit we started with, only slightly upgraded. Here, after building Broadway, we have gotten 2 great musicians, which we have used to generate 2 different great works. This is then followed by the generation of another spy, which we have assigned as a diplomat in Istanbul. Following this, Siam is in dire straits and asks for gold, and as we are liberals, it is our job to help our allies when they are in dire straits. So we choose to accept this proposal and give Siam a gift of 410 gold so that they can get back on their feet and get past the troubles they may be having. Now here we see the beginnings of a world alliance taking place, as the Ottomans are very happy that we are on good terms with Siam and are speaking well towards both us and them, as this is how the AI works when you are in a multi-person alliance. Next, the World's Fair is completed. We have come in second, as we do not have the production capacity of Siam, but second place still gets us a free social policy and 500 points towards our golden age. And as you can see on this slide, we have achieved yet another golden age, and our production shoots through the roof, as does our culture. Finally, we end here with 4 city-state allies, a size 23, 18, and 16 city, and a huge amount of happiness and great science. We have done better than we did in the realist tree, and have a secured place in the world, showing that liberalism truly does work in Civ. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another video.